Hi, I hope everyone's doing well. I know my channel is primarily about eco-related education, but I wanted to post this video on an issue that's been bothering me for a long time, I would say, and that is what are we doing as humans? We see all these news, the wars and the crimes, and life goes on, and it's complicated and it's difficult. It has many challenges, many of them self-imposed by us or our governments or our so-called leaders. And because of that, I wanted to express a few points of view. All these are my personal opinions, and just to put it out there and hopefully help move on the discourse. So, a couple of ideas. The first one is becoming a politician. It's just amazing to me that it requires minimal credentialing. You can have someone completely uneducated, not well versed on any particular subject, not an expert on any topic, just that has enough charisma and charm and a good political machine or a good publicist to suddenly become a leader and have a lot of people follow them. We know that humans in general are followers, and some have natural abilities to become leaders. That doesn't mean that they have good qualities, just some angel charisma, or they're placed in a certain point in time in which they take the leadership position. Some, of course, have been great leaders, but historically, most are been really poor or not live up to the task of the job. And for any other profession, be an engineer, I don't know, car driver, bus driver, someone working in a shop, you need minimum level of education. And for some careers, imagine a astronaut. Well, you really need to be top of the class to actually take such a job. Now, it's a very important job, but still nothing compared with what a president or a senator could be, or a governor. And these positions are filled with people that have, often no moral values, no real education, no interest for the people, just for the lobbyists that they serve. And it's just sad. As Plato said many years ago, it's our fault that we're governed by our inferiors. And, today's date really reflects on that. I'm not talking about any particular party, but just us as humans and how we are led and led ourselves to be led by, people that actually have no values. They can be religious or non-religious, but still, even the so-called religious one don't even follow religious principles. And it's sad to see that. So that's one issue. Our fault on having leaders that don't represent us, our inability to vote them out, how the money machine actually allows them to, live in power despite very little output. They can make many mistakes and still be in their positions. One of us, a professional, let's say a doctor, makes a mistake, I will be, questioned, often, put in suspension until an investigation is taken care of, and sometimes, fire. You need current and continued credential and education to remain in your post, and that goes for many professionals in different areas. So again, it is beyond understanding that a politician has no requirement. For example, in the U.S., you just have to be, born in this country, to become president, and for governors, not even. So it's sad, that minimum requirement, no checks, backgrounds, no minimal, disclosing of personal assets, having a plan, evaluated before. They just get into power because the people elect them, and the people are usually driven by basically publicity. So that's the item number one. The item number two is about humans and our actions. We're behaving like what we are, and I know creationists like to believe that God or some supernatural power has brought them to this planet. So we have a destiny and a mission to fulfill. Um, but unfortunately, there is really no evidence, solid, concrete evidence of that. And it's just interesting that one planet among millions of planets and stars and solar systems. and the universe, and we think we're so special that we were sent to, one planet to, because we're such childs of God. Anyway, putting that aside, um, the issue is, what are we really? To date, the only concrete and really clearly proven path where we come from is evolution. And yes, people can argue about that, but if you read and educate yourself enough, which is often a problem, people that express their opinions are just uneducated opinions. Well, if you read and educate yourself enough, you'll see that this is evolution in display. You can question it, that's fine, but please educate yourself before uh, making again an uneducated comment. So, staying within the concept of evolution, we are primarily biological machines, like any other computer. We have many connections. We receive many inputs through our development, and at the end, we're a product of the environment and the different informations and different programmings, so to speak, that we got incorporated. And with that, we have a product at the end. And the product can be someone with certain level of ability to reason and to look at the evidence and then make a reasoned decision, come to a logical conclusion. Or we have a product of someone that actually is unable to reason. He thinks he can reason, but he doesn't know that he can't. So he just doesn't know it. So he's unable to. And that's part of the problem that we're living nowadays. This tremendous polarization that we're going through was causing many of us to fight with each other, not be patient with each other, become violent in comments, follow lies actually without even checking if they're true or not. And many of us get everyday comments or postings or opinions from people that think that they're true. And when you look into it, they're just, again, fabrications or unsubstantiated, comments. And it's sad that we fight about that. In this world, we're all brothers. Yes, some are of us have been privileged to be born or to have the luxury of being able to come to a place that will give us additional opportunities. Myself, I had a mother from Michigan and a dad from Venezuela, and I had the opportunity to see two worlds and live in both of them and see how it's easy to destroy one of them. Venezuela in this case, we had a leader that was elected because people got discontent to what they had. They believe in him, and it destroyed the country, and it is what it is now. And I'm not going to make this a political comment, but we're in the same path Venezuela was 25 years ago when I came to my second country, now my country. Um, and Venezuela has become the second. So we are in that path now. And if we don't do something to be able to talk to each other, to reason, to put country above personal interest and above party, we are in the wrong path. And that's why I wanted to put this video out there. And I think I'll be, adding more later. But just remember, the hope that we have is to give a good education to our kids, because once they become adults, if they are the ones that were educated to be able to reason, great. But many that are educated in a way they're unable to reason is a burden to the country and is a danger to the country. And we have to hopefully, we haven't reached a critical mass in which this is a real threat to our democracy, a real threat to the survival of America as it used to be, and used to be seen as a country to emulate in the world. Unfortunately, we're losing that day in and day out, especially another mass shooting, and that just shows really how our values are all distorted, and how our morals are all distorted, and how our principles are not what they should be. We should strive to not have these events repeat themselves in such a predictable manner, and we continue to try to do the same that we've done for all the other events, just do the same thing, thinking they were going to achieve a different result. That is just proof of how poor our judgment is, and that the people who are guiding us are those that have an inability to reason, just to try to have a different outcome applying the same solutions. Just shows who they are. Unfortunately, I don't think it's their fault. They're not just educated to reason, or they are being compromised significantly for by money that controls what they can say and what they can do, and their only instinct is their own survival. They're not about country; they're about personal gain, and it's sad. Anyway, I hope everyone is well. I hope we unite around what happened in Texas, a tragedy, something that saddens all of us. And I wish you, to be safe and to work on making this country to be what it can be, what we have the potential to be. But we can also, if we don't do anything, we can continue to go in the path towards destruction. And I hope we can prevent that. Well, be well.